Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're doing something a little unusual. We're cutting through all the noise around AI and early childhood development.
Right.
And we're doing that by looking at sources that include an interview with an AI about its own impact. Our goal here is to get past the simple good or bad arguments.
Yeah, that binary is not helpful.
We want to analyze the specific developmental trade-offs that AI introduces when you compare it to, traditional hands-on learning.
And what's really crucial for you to get here is the core conflict in how they're designed. AI is all about efficiency. It wants to teach skills fast, vocabulary drills, math problems, that kind of thing.
Okay, structured skill acquisition.
Exactly. Whereas traditional play, it's optimized for something else entirely. For adaptability, for holistic growth. It's messy, but that's how you build things like creativity and executive function.
Efficiency versus messy growth.
Right.
It really does raise the stakes. So let's unpack the most immediate concern, how this efficiency actually changes a child's cognitive wiring. I read about the dopamine mechanics. How does that rapid reward thing in an app change a kid's brain compared to, say, spending 15 frustrating minutes trying to build a really tall block tower?
It's a huge shift, a fundamental shift in motivation. AI tools are, they're built for these rapid reward cycles. Bright lights, sounds, constant good job, feedback.
Right, to maximize engagement.
And when a child's brain gets those high-frequency, low-effort dopamine hits every few seconds, it starts to expect rewards instantly for everything.
So the consequence is when they face a real-world task, like learning an instrument or working through a fight with a friend, things that require patience, they just can't cope.
That's it. It leads directly to lower frustration tolerance, much shorter attention spans, and a real dependency on someone else telling them they're doing well.
Instead of building that internal drive.
Precisely. That internal drive is what powers deep, sustained learning.
And it gets even stickier when we look at social-emotional development. I've heard the argument that AI tutors can teach social cues. But our sources point to a major risk here, specifically around empathy.
Yeah, the problem isn't the AI's programming, it's the developing human brain. A child under the age of 7 literally cannot reliably tell the difference between real human empathy and an AI's very convincing fake empathy.
Why is that?
Because their theory of mind, their basic ability to understand that other people have separate thoughts, beliefs, and feelings, it's still under construction.
So this creates a profound risk of emotional miscalibration. A child could form a one-way attachment to a system that, never asks for anything back.
Exactly. And then they might start expecting real human relationships, which are messy and reciprocal, to behave like a perfect on-demand AI. The AI can label an emotion, sure, but it can't teach the give and take of a real connection.
That's a key distinction. Okay, so we have the chemical and emotional risks. Let's zoom out. What happens when this scales globally? If one or two big AI models become the standard teacher everywhere, what's the societal risk?
The risk is substantial. We call it the worldview bottleneck.
A worldview bottleneck.
Yeah. When a centralized AI controlled by just a few companies is teaching billions of impressionable kids, it can't help but impose its own values, the values baked into its training data.
And that leads to homogenized thinking.
It leads to homogenized thinking, less tolerance for ambiguity, a potential erosion of what makes us individuals.
So we need safeguards, deliberate institutional safeguards. What do those even look like?
Well, first, you need democratic oversight. These decisions can't just be made in corporate boardrooms. Second, total transparency about the training data and the values the AI is built on.
And third,
Strict rules on emotional manipulation. For any system aimed at kids, you need a mandatory, clear disclosure. I am not a human. Limit the fake personality stuff.
so the consensus here isn't to ban AI. It's a blended approach, right? Use AI as a targeted tutor for things like phonics or math.
A super-powered tool.
But you fiercely protect traditional human play as the main classroom for all the social, creative, and emotional stuff.
That's the balance. And if we get it right, AI has the potential to be the greatest equalizer in education. It could deliver world-class, personalized tutoring to any child, anywhere.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
The real issue isn't whether the technology itself is good or bad. It's about which path we choose to go down. The current trajectory points toward AI widening the cognitive gap, promoting a single way of thinking because of, commercial interests.
So that's one future.
That's one future. The other is one where we intervene deliberately, starting now, to protect the complexity and critical thought that truly defines human development.